Hello Gemini, welcome back to my channel. If you a returning subscriber, thanks for coming back. Please don't forget to like and share, or like and subscribe. Okay, so in the first house we have solar eclipse revolution. So the first house is everything to do with yourself, your physical body, your outward appearance, your characteristics, your personality. It's also your personal vitality and your actual physical body. It's what you project outward to others, so what other people see, and your own appearance, what you see. It's also your own self-oriented interests, everything to do with yourself, and it's also about your your personal independence, how you make your way in the world, and your daily outings, everything that's going on a daily basis. So with solar eclipse revolution, you're going to be facing some kind of quick change or a rapid change of some sort, but whatever it is that's coming up for you, it's going to create a rearrangement. So you're going to have to rearrange a number of things, and it will be a challenge coming up for you, probably unexpected. But once you've got through the initial upheaval, then you'll have a new outlook. About yourself, and possibly how you're moving forward in the world, what you intend to do, and other people will notice that as well. But it stems from some sort of rapid change or an upheaval of some sort, and that causes the rearrangement and the fresh outlook. You may also be required to fix or change something at this time to create something better, and it will be better. So there could be a forced decision here as well. You probably, through this upheaval and then a fresh outlook coming in, you'll be able to see what has held you back up until now. It's all about breaking old patterns as well, and once you do that, then you achieve self-mastery. Then in the second house we have air element communicating. So the second house is your house of income. It's also the house of your self-worth and your value systems, everything that you value. It's also about ownership, about land, property, real estate, and so on. But it can also just be purely about your self-worth, how you feel about yourself, and how you talk to yourself, and so on. But a large part of it is actually about income, your money coming in, and how you're handling all of that. So with this card, this is the card of manifestation. So you are going to be receiving a manifestation of some kind, or what you need to do is to focus on positive thoughts and words, which will then bring in the manifestation for you. So everything to do with writing, everything to do with words is very, very important. So your manifestation, what you're hoping for, what you want, you need to put it down in words, and be clear about what you want and what you expect. You could also be receiving messages of some kind or news of some kind, but you're also going to be learning as well about things. Reasoning and fairness come in here as well. So if you need to apply that to your income, to decide what you're going to do, or what you're going to do with your income, then all of these air elements, which is very much a mental aspect, is going to play a part. You're probably going to need to think things through before you act as well. So just do that. It's highly indicated also in your chart to just think things through carefully before you take action. There's a number of areas where this is coming in, because you need to mull things over, and you need to just wait until the correct timing comes up. Following on from that, in your third house, which is your house of communication, you have Mercury retrograde reinvention. So Mercury is in its own house that rules the third house, and it's retrograde, which means it appears to be going backwards. It's an optical illusion, but what it does is it actually forces you to actually hang back and take stock, to reformulate, to revise, to review everything that you're planning to do. The third house is the house of communication. It's the house of documents, contracts. It's also the house, it's all forms of communication. So this is written, verbal, body language, and that communication can be directed to the people in general, anybody really, but also specifically to certain family members. So that's aunts, uncles, cousins, siblings, even your neighbors may come in here. But it's the house of learning as well. So, but documents and contracts are going to be important. So now that's highly indicated at this time that you not take action right now on anything new, or any new action, or any new initiatives, or any big new purchases. Just avoid for a period of about a week or so. So somewhere in the course of this month, this may come in for you. So you're just going to have to monitor the energies and see, because you'll know when Mercury goes retrograde. You'll find that the way you communicate, sometimes it gets misinterpreted or misunderstood. Emails get lost, communication goes awry, and you will at some point need to seriously back up all your technology, all your electronics, anything important, make sure it's saved and secure. And if you do have to make a big decision about something, try and postpone the actual date until the energies have passed, because it's an unpredictable energy. Things can go wrong. Things get lost. They get misinterpreted, as I said. And you don't want that if you're trying to, to hammer down a big legal contract or something. Or when you want to say something specifically to somebody, it can come across and get the wrong reaction. Also, if you're planning any local trips and so on, just be careful. You could be subject to delays. I mean, if you have to go, then you have to go, but something could be changed at the last minute, or there could be a delay. Also check your vehicle, because things can go wrong or go awry with the vehicle, perhaps have a flat tire, or something goes awry. So if you are having to go on a journey, double, triple check everything and make sure that it's 100%. So just it's a period that we all go through at some point, where what it does really do is, if you notice that things are not getting communicated as you intended, then pull back, and it's a very good time to go back to the drawing board, especially if you're planning something. If you're planning something important, it's a very good time to go back and actually reformulate it, because when you do that, you'll create something much better. You'll pick up mistakes, you'll pick up errors, and so on, that you wouldn't have had you just gone ahead and done it anyway. So it's a very good time to be doing that. Then in the fourth house, we have Taurus. Your fourth house is your house of home and your home life. So it's your actual bricks and mortar, where you physically live, but it's also your home life and the people in your home, interactions there, and also your relationship to your family history, your ancestry, your foundation, your roots, your ethnic identity, where you've come from, your heritage, all of that. It's your relationship with that. So it's one of the lovely cards you have in your chart at the moment. So your home is your castle at the moment. And you may need to retreat there at some point with various things that are going on. So, this Taurus I have coming in is going to bring in, home comforts, things that you love, relaxation, luxuries, sensuality as well. Gardening is indicated, building is indicated. Land and real estate is going to feature somehow. It may feature. Money matters are going to be important, and it's the accumulation of that. And perhaps you're building something. Perhaps you're going to, you want to perhaps redecorate your home, or you're doing something in your home, or you're just building up finances in some way to bring about a change, or to do something in your home, or even to purchase a new home. But it really is about stability. It's about ownership. It's a very practical, methodical sign, this. So whatever steps you are taking within your home, it needs to be, well thought out, solid and practical application, methodical. This card is also about nurturing. So you may be nurturing others in your home, or you just may be nurturing yourself in your home. As I said, making it your castle, your place of home comforts and relaxation, and a few luxuries and so on. Art may come in as well, so you may be purchasing art or bringing artistic things into your home, so it's the appreciation of beauty. Just be careful that you're not overindulging in something or making an unnecessary indulgence. It's fine to have a little luxury or to bring something that you've coveted into your home, but not at the cost of something else, you know. So just balance that out. This card could also bring in stubbornness into your home life. Perhaps you or somebody in your home is being quite stubborn about something, or there's a very materialistic outlook with regards to your possessions and your home and your money and so on. So just bear all that in mind. But it really is about having that peace and tranquility in your home life and what you need to do to bring that about. Then in the 5th house, we have Pluto transformation. 5th house is the house of your house of creativity. So all your creative projects or anything which requires your creativity, which is pretty much everything, the way you dress, the way you speak, the way you conduct yourself, projects at home, even how you handle your children, because this house is also about children, your children or other people's children or children that you're associated with in some way. It's also the house of love affairs, and it's the house of recreational activities of all kinds. So this can be fun, outgoing recreational activities or some other activity which you really enjoy. It can be about sports. It can also be about speculative activities like gambling or stock market. So with Pluto transformation coming in there, right off the bat, be very careful about your money and specifically taxes and investments and things like that. And if you are working the stock exchange or the stock market, this is going to be something you need to watch very, very carefully, where you invest, how you invest, because you could experience a loss of some kind. Because this brings about transformation, but what it can do is bring about a loss and then a renewal of some kind, or some kind of ending and beginning. So just be careful of that. With Pluto transformation, it could also be just that, something within this 5th house is transforming for you. So it could be a project, a creative project which you're busy involved in, and that could involve recycling, because that's what Pluto does. It recycles, so things from old to new. So there could be projects to do with that. Perhaps it's an artistic project you're working on and it involves recycling, or you're just involved in some way. It could be really as practical as that. It could also be that your children are going through some transformation of some kind. Perhaps they are changing, something is ending and something is beginning, or they're going through different phases in their life. The old chapter falls away and a new chapter begins. Things like that. Or it could even be a love affair, but it's transformative. So the love affair could be something that new and that is coming in at an intense love affair, but it could also be the transformation of one going up to a new level. Pluto can also bring in things rising up from under the surface, so things that have been kind of hidden or just not acknowledged or not known at this time. So things coming up to the surface to be looked at. So that could be hidden feelings, it could be secrets, it could be just aspects that need to be brought into the light now to be dealt with. So it's the transformation of that coming into the light. But as I said, a lot of it is to do with old to new. So something old is going out and something new is coming in. And it could also be birth. Birth could be coming in on the 5th house, because it is about children, or regeneration of some kind. So something is falling away to make space for something new. Then in the 6th house, we have Aries I Am. So this is an action card. So it's coming into your 6th house, which is your house of work, workplace, work colleagues. It's also work projects that you might be busy on if you're not actually physically in a workplace. It's also your mastery of your craft, whatever that is for you. It's also the house of health and diet and the house of pets. So with Aries I Am coming in, the very best way to handle this is it brings in energy, that fiery energy, enthusiasm. And there's like a warrior energy involved here. It's just the best way is disciplined action. It's the best way to harness this. So your passion and the speed and the energy and enthusiasm needs to be applied in a disciplined way, disciplined action. A no-nonsense approach is required as well. There could be team aspects which you have to work within as well. So because this can be about team energy. You could be facing challenges of some kind. and there's competition involved, or you may have to defend yourself in some way. There could be a bit of ego issues going on in this house. You may have to get up front with someone or something, get clear. But this card is about pushing ahead on something that you are working on in this house, pushing ahead with something. And something that you want to implement, and you get the go ahead now. Just don't push too hard. Don't be too aggressive. Avoid conflict or quick temper, because then that could put you back, right back to the beginning again as well. From a health and diet point of view, this card can have an aspect where it can bring about a sort of a rushing aspect to you. As I said, disciplined action. Think about what you're going to do and apply it. Avoid rushing and sort of rash behavior, because that can, that can bring on headaches and small accidents, things that occur when you rush. So there's nothing wrong with speed, but it must be done in a disciplined way to avoid having accidents or causing yourself to be, coming out in rashes and headaches and things like that. Then in the 7th house, we have another lovely card, Leo, I will. So hand in hand with your home life, which is looking good. Your one-on-one relationships are looking good as well. So this is your close personal one-on-one relationship. So this is a love partnership or a business partnership, it could even be. And it could be some other close personal one-on-one relationship. So this comes in, Leo, I will. This is bringing in some lovely things, really. It's warmth, passion, playfulness, creativity, having fun, and of course romance. So you could really be enjoying that in some way. Perhaps you're meeting a partner which is now going to the next level, or this partner's been in your life already, and this is coming in for you, or you may be required to bring that into your relationship in some way. So it's all those lovely Leo qualities, the playfulness, the passionate activities, romance, and having fun. But it's a very creative sign as well. So luxuries are also indicated. That's come up for you as well. So you may be spoiling each other a little bit, which is indicated with this. It could also be that you need to take bold action in some way. You need to go after someone, or in some way to take bold action. It's about honor. It's about strength. So bring those qualities into your relationship. Also, this card loves the center of attention. So you are either the center of attention for some reason, or just be aware that can come in where one or either of you is kind of hogging the limelight, if you know what I mean, likes to be the center of attention, can be a bit of a drama queen or king. So just be aware of that, and rather try and focus on the healthier aspects of this card and this placement. Then in the 9th house we have void, of course. In the 8th house we have void, of course, moon missing. So this is indicative of a period where the moon just goes quiet. It's dark, and really it's not a time for action. This is a time for being in a quiet space. The 8th house is the house of it's your merging, your deeper commitment in a relationship, whether it's a love partnership or a business partnership. So it's the merging of your finances, your material and your emotional resources into a partnership. It's also the sexual connection if you are in a love partnership. It's also the house of big finance. So this is accounting, banking, investments, insurances, taxes, legacies, trusts, inheritances, and so on. So all of those aspects come in. It's also handling other people's money. So this could be a profession for you, or you're doing it in some capacity or another. So with this card coming in, what it's asking you to do is to just take a back seat at this time. So it's about resting and planning. This is the pause before action. As I said to you before, you need to be thinking about what you want to do going forward, because there are pause periods and action to come in, but you need to think about what you want to do. You need to analyze a few things. So this is a rest and a dream period and a plan period. It probably will not last longer than about a week, but you'll just have to see how the energies go and see where it fits in for you. So avoid taking new actions until the energy passes. This is a pause period. The reason we say that is because things can go wrong, or you get inconclusive results, or you don't get the right result. You don't get the result you anticipated from all this effort you've been putting in. And it's also avoid loaning money to anybody at this time, because that could also go horribly wrong. So it's just not a time to be messing about with that. Just stay as you are in your normal routine, and don't initiate new things until you feel the energy has lifted. It's a pause period. It's a preparation period. Then in the 9th house, we have part of fortune increase. It's a lovely card to have in this house. So part of fortune anyway is good. It's pot of gold. That's what this is. So in the 9th house, this is the house of adventure and exploration of all kinds, in however that applies to you. But it's also the house of international travel. And your connection with the world. So you meeting the world, or the world meeting you in some way, and that can be through foreign people, foreign cultures, foreign beliefs, and foreign transactions. So that could be import, export, or just involved in some way online. It can also be about your higher education and your study. So you may be embarking on a university education, which is indicated here, or adult education. So it's everything to do with that. It's also the house of philosophy, religion, and belief systems. So you may be mastering that in some way. It's the house of law and the higher courts. And so gaining wisdom. It's also the house of faith. It can be about that as well. So however it works for you, this is going to bring in an increase of some kind in any one of those areas, even if it's just an increase in faith. But generally what this card does tend to do, it kind of boosts you. It boosts you in some way. So it could be recognition, you could be receiving a gift or a reward coming to you. And that can manifest in whichever way. You could get an international trip or something like that. Or it could just be recognition in something that you're busy with in the 9th house. You could be studying something. This card is also about discovering your hidden talents. So there's a karmic trigger, something gets set off, and you start to notice that you have an ability or a talent in something. You might have known about it but just never used it, or it suddenly comes to the fore. So when that happens, that is rising to the surface, and it's just kind of a stirring of that. It's a wonderful thing, but it may require you to learn more about that talent or ability, or to hone it in some way, and that is where the learning comes in, or perhaps higher education or adult education. But it really is about learning more about those talents and abilities, or honing it in some way. Promotional work is indicated with this card, so you could be very successful at that at this time. Teaching, taking exams, all of that is going to be good for you right now. There's a very good flow. You move ahead with this card. It's very much a destiny card, so whatever comes to you in this area is meant for you. Then in the 10th house, we have Aquarius, I know. 10th house is your house of career, your fame, your reputation, and your public status. It's also the house of authority figures, what you look up to, or an authority figure in your life, in your home. You like your family, somebody in your family, or it could be your workplace, or it could be a mentor, or just somebody that you have looked up to in some way. So with Aquarius, I know coming in, it's a lovely card to be having in your 10th house, because what it does is it gives you glimpses of the future, or you'll be able to download advanced knowledge of some kind. So it's intuition or advanced knowledge, something which opens a door for you, like in your mind, some kind of sort of realization, or you can suddenly see the way forward, or you see something in the future, like a future trend, which is going to be beneficial for you in some way. It can also bring in surprises or unexpected developments. You may be facing a test of some kind, but it's about mastery as well. So whatever comes up, it's about working on your mastery of that thing. You will, in this house, with this card, also get support, the support of your friends and your alliances. They're going to help you in some way, perhaps to launch an idea or to launch something for you, or they're going to assist you in some way. You could also be meeting, because Aquarius can do that, can bring in very exotic, different, or unconventional people. So they're just going to be different from you in some way. This could be, people coming in, or it could be via your career that you're now entering something, or getting involved with something which is very different, unconventional, unusual, or exotic. Or you're meeting people around that. This is the card of technology as well. So this is advanced technology, cutting edge stuff. It's also electronics. So you could be learning a new system or mastering a new system or be exposed to a new system in some way. Or you could be meeting people who are cutting edge. They're very advanced in how they approach this subject. They could just be very experienced. This card also brings in a sort of exposure to science of all kinds and humanitarian endeavors as well. Then in the 11th house, we have Chiron healing. So your 11th house is your house of friendships. So I feel friends or issues to do with friends are coming up. It's also your personal hopes and dreams and wishes. And your hobbies and your interests. So it has quite a personal aspect there as well. And it's also about your contacts and your networks, and how you interact in groups, your group activities. And that can be clubs, societies, associations, could even be a book club, sports club. It's you involved with others in some kind of endeavor. And it could even be you in a group of companies. So with Chiron healing coming in, it's saying that some kind of healing has to occur before you can move forward. So this could be old issues or circumstances which you thought had been dealt with are coming back up, or it could be old emotional wounds which could be associated with a friendship of some kind. So old issues or wounds, and this could generally is emotional, or it could even be circumstances, since it's falling in the 11th house. They're coming up for resolution now. They keep coming up until you do resolve them. So normally when this happens, it's basically you see it coming up, you've got to actually acknowledge it, bring it into the light, examine it, and see what part it has played in your life, the dysfunction or whatever it is. You've got to see what part it's played in your life, and then you have to accept that. You have to accept it, acknowledge its importance, and then once you've accepted it, then you can release it and let it go, and then it should not return. So that's a process that you've got to go through. It could also just be sickness in some way. Perhaps it's a friend that's going through sickness. They have to go through the sickness in order to reach the healing, and it's you're experiencing this with them. Or it could be friends that are following you and you're going through this. There could be grief as well. Grief, somebody that you know is overcoming grief in some way. So this is transforming a difficult situation. There's also contemplation in this with this card. It could just be deep contemplation of healing modalities or the process of healing. Also learning and teaching comes in with this. Medicine, natural remedies, and therapies, and the understanding of the healing process all come in. Health matters all come in under this. So it could just be you going through that, or somebody you know going through that, or you're studying it, or you're learning more about it, or you've joined a group which covers all of these aspects. So that could be homeopathy, could be chiropractic, could be naturopathy, all of the natural healing remedies and therapies, all coming in. Could be an aspect for you at this time, or it is the healing process that you or somebody that you know, a friend, is going through, or you're joining a group which is dealing with this and you're understanding it better. Then in the 12th house we have Cancer. I feel 12th house is the house of your unconscious life. So this is your deeper motivations and drives. It's also your spiritual life. It's the house of meditation, mysticism, and healing. So healing is coming in again. It's also the house of solitude and reflection. So when you need to reflect on things, or when you need to retreat, this is the house you go to. And it's all the activities around that. It's also the house of escapism, so which can work in some instances, but quite often it leads to addictions of all kinds. Then it's also the house of service. So if you're in a service profession, this 12th house is often highly indicated in somebody's chart that is involved in that. It's also the house of karmic lessons. And the meeting of twin flames that may come in. So with Cancer, I feel coming in, this card is all about accessing your emotions, your deeper instincts, and your gut feel. What is your gut feel at this time? So emotions may be high. You could be feeling just very sensitive right now. Your habits, your moods, and even insecurities and paranoia or confusion, anything like that, all may come in with this card, because it's ruled by the moon, and it deals with all emotions and cycles, moods, and the processes that we go through when we sometimes you need to retreat. So that's highly indicated in the 12th house. Sometimes you just need to retreat to rebalance yourself, so that you're not exposing yourself to too much emotion and sensitivity, which can make you quite crabby and difficult to be around, very touchy. So retreat and withdrawal is highly indicated in order to balance your emotions. So also with the Cancer card and the moon, something could be concealed from you or just clouded, not clear. And it could be causing a little bit of uncertainty or insecurity that may come in for you as well. With the Cancer card and the moon, you could be experiencing psychic awareness as well. That could be very strongly indicated. You could also be going through counseling, or you may be enjoying that as a profession, or going into that as a profession, or studying it in some way. It's counseling and the helping professions. Females are involved with this card, female issues, and also feminine wisdom and the understanding of that. This could also be Dark Night of the Soul card that can bring that in as well. This house can also be to deal with your experiences in institutions of all kinds. So that can be a university or a library or a hospital, or a government institution, or even a banking institution. It's your experiences there, whether you're going through that or you're going there with somebody else. So with the Cancer, this is all about I feel. It's all the processing around feelings, the deeper sensitivities, and what is going on, and the understanding of all of that. Counseling, helping professions, all of that is you're going to be exposed to in some way. Or you could just be really tapping into your feminine wisdom. When it comes to other aspects of this, it could also just be about nurturing yourself, self-protection or protection of others. Nutrition and food and diet is very important as well. Cooking, so nurturing, looking after yourself, or looking after others, or looking after somebody who is going through a tough patch at this time. Okay, Gemini, I hope you enjoyed that. Please don't forget to like and share, or like and subscribe, and have a wonderful month, and I will see you next time. Take care.